Listen to that last word.
Hang my clothes up.
Oh yeah, vocals, the one element that can make or break any record. Let's get into it. First thing I'm gonna do is I am going to listen to what we have going, because with every singer, there's always a strong skill set that I want to accentuate, and every singer has a weakness that I want to try to negate as much as possible. This is where you need to figure out your content, and with this band, since I didn't have the singer working with me, I just need to listen and see what kind of vibe we're going for.
Me where brush and briars grow. Now I've been away in a window pane. I wanna come back to New England.
Really pure voice. So I mean, I can already tell right now, he has a super pure voice. We're gonna try to run with that as much as possible. I mean, let's listen to a couple more. Yeah, so I think the word I'm looking for to describe how I want these vocals to feel is intimate. I want it to feel like he's singing to you, kind of like how the instruments, I wanted them to feel like they were in front of you. So we're gonna work on making this the most intimate vocal possible. First off, let's open our 1176. Yeah, if I was going for a really intense vocal, I would probably use gain reduction as the first plugin, but because this is just rock, well, not rock, I want this to be intimate. Like I said, we're gonna do the traditional vocal chain, 1176 into LA2A or 3A, whatever I feel. I wanna cut these peaks off of these vocals, so I'm gonna find a low section right here. So my meter is pegging, so I actually want to speed up this attack and release a little bit. So my goal is I really just want this section to barely be triggering on the VU meter, and then when it gets to here, that's what I want cut down. So I'm gonna skip over there. So that's pretty good. If you notice, it's a go down to like -7 gain reduction on the loud parts, but when he gets to the quiet phrase at the end, we're almost getting no needle movement, and that's pretty much what I'm looking for. I don't want it to totally stop moving, because then you can kind of hear the compressor. So we're gonna go now and open our LA2A clone. Let's hit play. So now with this one, I actually want it moving on every word. This is the one that's really gonna be compressing the vocals and not fixing peaks, which is what the previous compressor is doing. I need a little bit more on this 1176.
With all the mud stains, not leaving this day.
Nice little key change there. That was cool. Also, just so everyone knows, I need help. You'll never really be able to fully realize, and if one person goes, I don't want to listen to that because that's out of tune, which I do a lot, that I failed the band. So we'll get that later, but let's add a little bit of reverb or ambience to the vocals. Reverb. We're gonna open up another one. Also gonna route this back to our vocal track. We're gonna call this delays. And what do you know, on delays, we are gonna put Echo Boy. And on reverbs, we're gonna put Valhalla Plate.
Fill my heart with willow bark and sarsaparilla root. Meet me in the meadow, mush and mud between my toes, and follow me where brush and briars grow. It's frosting around the edges like a winter window pane. I wanna come back to New England and try to feel.
Ooh, that titanium one was nice.
I follow you on every escapade, and I'm glad.
That's a nice one. I don't really hear it, which is kind of the point of reverb, unless you want to hear it, but it shouldn't be heard all the time. It should just be there.
It's frosting around.
Let's just set up a delay. We're not going to use it right now because it's not an appropriate spot for
Down
delay.
the edges like a winter window pane, and I'm glad that you put up with all the mud stains and the muck.
Dude, that's such a pure voice.
I'll go fill me up a tub.
It's great. Yeah, he could even sing off tune a little bit, and I don't mind it. So that's where you have to make that decision. Like, how far are you gonna tune this? There's no exact science to it. You just have to look inside yourself. Because remember, this band is paying you, or me in this case, to be the final say in their music. That's my job. They're trusting me to sit here and think, how does this affect me? You just need to have a goal when you start mixing and be really honest with yourself about how you're gonna reach that goal. But let's get back to vocals.
I've been quaking like the quaking ass.
So I just made those two, the delay and the reverb bus. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go make 2 tracks, audio output. We're gonna do no output. Actually, I want 3 tracks. So right here, we're gonna go, that was control click. We're gonna go reassign track, auxiliary. We're gonna go down here to vocals. So now this is my automation track for my vocals. I'm gonna go same thing here, reassign track, reverb, same thing, delays. So now I have all these automation tracks for my vocals.
Trying to heal my...
So now without even needing to start mixing, we can start mixing at least the delays and the wetness to the vocals.
Asking after you, trying to heal my heart with willow bark and sarsaparilla.
Voice is so good. Okay, so there's still a little bit of fluctuation in the vocal volume. So I'm going to, and because there are other vocals, I'm gonna put a compressor on the vocal bus. And I'm gonna set that up right now. We're gonna do classic vintage VCA. This one, it's gonna be, I want this to be as transparent as possible, but I actually need this to be kind of firm of a compressor.
Frosting around the edges like a winter window pane.
So I'm gonna hit it really
I wanna
hard.
come back to New England.
And then back off.
I'm trying to feel your arms again.
Already, that sounds so much better.
And I'll go fill me up a tub, and I'll scrub myself clean.
This is great.
There's a nor'easter bearing down hard inches of snow and freezing rain, and I'm out in it till my clothes are all soaked through.
All right, so that's a good example of a part that I might tune. I mean, he did great. It's just, I want that to be perfect. That's another spot. Again, it sounds great. It's just... Excuse my bad singing, but sometimes you have to sing the notes to really get it. So what I'm doing right there is, since he's doing a wavery thing, I want just the bottoms of these notes to be dead center in the pitch window. And when you auto snap the notes, like, it's doing the average of that note, which sets the peak way too flat. So if you notice, I just did fine pitch up. Beautiful.
Down to my boot.
Right here, we're gonna actually just drop that delay.
She whittled out my features from my...
We're gonna re-fade this out. It's funny, people always, at the end of ring outs, make a noise. No one is ever capable of just ring out, volume down. It's no big deal, it's just funny. It's funny the observations you make over and over again of the same, not mistakes, but the same things that bands do. Cool. Check out song 2.
Another rainy spring day.
I'm trying to throw in gain reduction on this. It's better to have more compressors doing less than less compressors doing more, well, with vocals anyway.
Swollen the creek. Feel the road beneath my feet.
I like that.
Feel endless ache in my chest.
So let's put That's not what I wanted to do. We're gonna put an EQ way before all of this stuff. I'm just gonna do a simple low cut. Because we don't need that. We don't need the low lows.
Am I just holding out?
All right, so that is a little pitchy, and I want that to sound like the most glorious thing ever.
Am I just holding out? Oh, I'm just holding out.
And look at that. That sounds amazing now. It still sounds 100% real. It just gets the point across now.
Am I just holding out?
That there.
Holding out.
Cut his rise right there.
Am I just holding out?
Yeah. Always have to remember to cut their note rise and fall off, because you do not want to tune that. You do not want T-Pain vocals for this style of music. You don't even want to hear the pitch correction. So
In this name, not leaving this, not leaving this nest. Might restaurate, but I choked and asked her just what.
So since we put gain reduction on the vocal chain before the 1176, I'm actually gonna open up my 1176 input automation, and we're gonna control that throughout the album because I set gain reduction up to be fine. It's doing a little bit of gating and a little bit of syllabance reduction. And we know that the LA2A is set up correctly, so the only thing that really is gonna be affected differently is that middle compressor, which is the 1176. So let's just go through and re-look at our input gains and make sure we're still in the ballpark. But I know, because I added gain reduction, we're gonna have to automate that.
South Massachusetts, just east of the road.
Not too bad. But we're gonna drop this input a little bit. That's already much more.
Those pretty brown eyes.
That's already sounding so much more natural, and it still sounds compressed. He sounds right in front of me. I don't know how it's coming across, by the way. If you guys want to comment on how the audio is, if you have any suggestions, please leave them in the comments, because I want you guys to hear the audio as well as possible. But anyways, moving on.
What she was thinking, with thoughts have
That's another thing we're gonna fix.
thoughts have been crossing her mind. I choked and asked her. I choked and asked her.
I'm telling you, I'm a bad singer, but just trying to attempt the note, it really solidifies in your head if it's right or wrong.
Thoughts have been crossing
At least for me.
her mind. Thoughts have been crossing her mind.
Oh yeah.
Crossing her mind. She
This dude better get married off of these songs.
won't be no fun if I tell you.
So good.
If I just take a guess and let's see if you're right.
Isn't that right? This is why, another reason why, AI will never be able to produce music. I'm 100% confident in that, because AI can't figure out intention. AI would be like, oh, that's off. We're gonna tune that. Listen to that last word.
Just take a guess and let's see if you're right.
That's like 100% meant to sound like that. AI will never be able to be like, he's trying to say something, and as a human, you would have this inflection.
See if you're right.
So because this one has a little rise at the end, I again did the manual note pitch down, because I want the bottom part of that, like, I don't know, it looks like a little bike jump. I want the bottom part of that to be on pitch, not the jump. The jump, it's arbitrary up to the next note, so I just want that to sound pure. So.
Making my way down the fast lane.
Yeah, I love these little bumps.
Making my way down the fast.
Oh, so good.
Making my
You know what, and even this last note,
fast lane on I-95.
like that little talky bit, that's perfect.
Fast lane on I-95. And you're finding a seat on the tracks.
Isaiah, you got a great voice, let me tell you, and everyone else. All right, let's open some background vocals.
And you wait for me inside.
All right, so background vocals. Let's start by copying the vocal channel, because we already have a good starting point, might as well. So we're gonna do Option Command C to copy channel strip setting, Option Command V, paste.
Up to drive.
Then next order of business, I don't know why I didn't do this first, but we are gonna select all of these tracks. We're gonna put them to bus 17, we'll call it BGV. This is also going right back into the vocal bus. Reason why I do that is I want the main bus compressor to be kind of like a final vocal tamer, I guess. You know, I have my entire vocal chain to make the vocal sound right together, and then my bus, basically like how I have the snare bus, it's to combine all of the elements together and give it one coherent feel.
And you wait for me inside, hang my clothes up to dry, and I hope you know I do.
Oh, hi, duck. All right, so for consistency's sake, all of these background vocals, I'm gonna assume that they're recorded good. I know everyone is always, don't normalize things, but I want consistency. I'm gonna be cutting out the noise floor anyway, so we're gonna do Shift Option N, which is my key command for normalize tracks by region. We're gonna go, it's reset to individual regions. We're gonna do algorithm peak, target level, -1 decibel, apply. At least now we have an even playing field through the whole record. Obviously they're not peaking because I set it to -1.
I know you'd rather have my elbows and my hands are twice as rough as it.
So there's something in there that's not right.
As rough as it.
So I'm gonna go enable flex pitch on all of my background vocals. Again, I'm not gonna be touching all of it. I just want to like literally kiss that note with a little bit of tuning, you know, get it right on. So let's wait for this. Take a little top gear break. This is a weird thing that happened. So all of my audio just got messed up. So it's a good habit to get into if you're doing a session that does not have tempo changes and you do not need to sync to the grid. This option, lock SMPTE position, you could basically lock all of your audio to the MIDI position it's at, and it will, like, time now doesn't matter. So you can adjust the tempo track, but everything as far as seconds will stay the same distance apart. But we're gonna do that. Now nothing should move. Now we have to go back and re-enable flex pitch, which it did not. Okay. So yeah, something weird is up. Logic is right now trying to, when I enable MIDI, keep tempo. Yeah, see, when I enable MIDI, that's a thing in Logic I just don't understand. This happens when we edit drums sometimes, and it's incredibly infuriating where you'll turn on flex time and then all the drums will move. We're gonna do a little workaround instead of dealing with Logic's weirdness. I'm basically just gonna select them all, and I have J set to join regions per audio track. So we're just gonna do that and create some new regions. This way, they'll be all the way through the session, and no matter any sort of flex time trickery or tempo changing, they won't move position. Okay, now take 3 on flex fucking pitch. Come on, Logic, fix your sh.
As the bottoms of my finger.
Well, I just noticed a glitch or error in Logic. So here I have my background vocals, 1, 2, 3, 4 tracks. You notice on the bottom left, they're going to bus 22 and 23. Open my mixer. Why is there nothing here? That's really wild. What's it gonna do when I... Whoa, it says it's going to it already.
That's my favorite.
Ask me no questions, I'll tell you no lies. I have no clue why the f that happened, but gotta move through it. So I think where we were at was I need to compress the group vocals together.
And you wait for me inside, hang my clothes up to dry, and I hope you know.
I'll usually set the background vocal compressor on the bus with a way shorter attack. Having the attack low will kind of soften them a little bit. Sometimes I'll actually go the opposite, and my backing vocals will be super like fast release, super slow attack, so they're very punchy and they almost like jump out at you. So like hardcore gang vocals, metal vocals, if there's like any sort of like big shouty thing, I'll do it the opposite way, but this, I want this to just melt into the background. So we're gonna go relatively short attack, relatively long release. We'll figure that out as we go. Turn off auto gain.
And you wait for me inside, hang my clothes up to dry, and I hope you know I do the same for you.
So I basically want to set the release.
I know you'd rather that my elbows and my
You can hear a point where like, so as it's down, it almost sounds like the, you're hearing like a gain increase. I want to raise this release until that gain, that perceived gain bump disappears, because I want the compressor to just be on the brink of wanting to adjust the gain.
I know you'd rather that my elbows and
hear how that gets really,
fingernails stay clean,
really sibilant, and
but my hands are twice as rough as it.
If I bring it up,
Rather that my elbows and
it just kind of melts into the background. That's exactly what I want.
rather that my elbows and my fingers.
Obviously, softest knee possible. And I just turned up the ratio so I can hear what it's doing.
And my fingernails stay clean, but my hands are twice as rough as any others that you've seen. I'd have my fingers stay as calloused as the bottoms of my feet.
I kind of like what that soft distortion is doing.
And you wait for me inside, hang my clothes up to dry, and I hope you know I do.
All right, so let's work on these higher vocals. So again, we're just gonna cut the rise off. We're gonna, there's a little rise here that I don't want to affect. Why did that just select both of them? Why is that selecting both of them? Logic. Logic, you crazy.
My elbows and my feet. My elbows and my feet. My elbow.
Also, Logic, I really hate that you make it so difficult to just drag the note down. Like, I should be able to...
My elbows and my feet.
Oh, come on. That's what I mean. It's so annoying to move that note.
Fingernails twice as rough as any others. The others that you've seen.
Oh yeah. Let's hear them all together.
But my hands are twice as rough as it. Hands are twice.
Why?
Twice as.
Why?
My hands are twice as. But my hands are twice as. My hands are twice as. Hands are twice as rough as any others that you. But my hands are twice as rough as any others that you've seen.
Oh yeah. Good job, dude. I'm sick.
But my hands. Fingers
There we go.
that you've seen. I'd have my fingers stay as calloused as the bottoms of my feet, as well worn as my faith.
Cool, so that's something that we're gonna have to do. We're gonna go through the whole record and basically make sure that everything is pretty tuned.
Sorry, there ain't much to do, except my great grandpa's fun.
I'm gonna take parts like this, and we're just gonna move it up here. This is gonna be our now mono vocal tracks. Everything else was panned and doubled, so we're gonna keep those on their own tracks.
And you're finding a seat on the tracks of the Providence line.
I can already see this is alone, those are doubled. Let's go to the next song. These are alone, they can go up here. This is a single harmony or layer, so it can go there. Those are all doubled, so those can all be in pairs. Cool, so basically splitting up my tracks. Anything that's doubled, they get their own tracks that are panned. Anything that's a single layer, we're going to put on its own track to either put a doubler on it or something. Vocalist. I want the guitar to get big there, and it doesn't. It's just one track, which kinda sucks. So I'm actually gonna contact the band for this part. Sometimes things get lost. I mean, it sounds great no matter what, but I'd really love another guitar track
Lay
there.
me down in the ground with my kin.
We're gonna do that same normalized process for these two tracks.
She lands, wash away with the cold spring rain. But I'll be here when you're back.
So now we have all these tracks. Let's normalize them, get them up to volume.
Far and grace will lead us home. Through many dangers, toils, and snares we have already come. 'Tis grace that brought us safe thus.
All right, awesome. They did enough tracks of group vocals that this will sound awesome.
And snares we have already come. 'Tis grace that brought us safe.
So with EQ, I just want to cut out the low frequencies that we're not going to use, period. Just the room rumbly.
We have already come.
Then I'm going to
'Tis
find
grace that brought us safe thus far.
the
and
boxy
grace will lead
frequency.
us home. Through many dangers, toils, and snares we have already come. 'Tis grace that brought us safe.
Just going to do a tiny, tiny cut on that. Let's do a little bit of compression.
We have already come. 'Tis grace that brought us already come. 'Tis grace that brought us safe thus far, and grace will lead us home. Thus far, and grace will lead us home. Through many dangers, toils, and snares.
So that's a good basis. Let's copy that to all of our tracks and just see how they all fit together. Again, I'm just doing Option Command V for paste. I'm gonna go left channel, right channel, left channel, right channel, left channel, right channel.
And snares we have already come. 'Tis grace that brought us safe thus far, and grace will lead us home.
Sounds great.
Through many dangers, toils. Through many dangers, toils, and snares we have already come.
Let's also route this to our vocal track.
'Tis grace that brought us safe thus far.
And I need a compressor on this big vocal track.
And grace will lead us home. Through many dangers, toils, and snares we have already come. 'Tis grace that brought us safe thus far, and grace will lead us home.
You know what, I'm actually going to put, I want a de-esser on this as well.
Through many dangers we have already come. 'Tis grace that brought us safe thus far, and grace will lead us home. Through many dangers, toils, and snares we have already come. 'Tis grace that brought us safe thus far. Will lead us home. Through many dangers.
That's good. I normally set probably group vocal or gang vocal de-essers a little bit harder than I normally would, just because those S's build up so fast. Obviously use your ears, because if you hear the de-esser coming in, that's no good, but...
It's grace that brought us safe thus far, and grace will lead us home. Through many dangers, toils, and snares we have already come. It's grace that brought us safe thus far, and grace will lead us home. So take it.
Awesome. That sounds great. Let's copy our tracks again to all these that I forgot to do. Sounds awesome. So we have a part right here where there's two vocals. They're a little off time from each other. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use this plugin. So what we're gonna do, Revoice Pro app, open. Where are you? There you are, wrong screen. Okay, so we're gonna open our Revoice plugin. There's an ARA version, but it is buggy as hell. All right, so we have our two little plugin things. We do select a play range, audio 1, audio, this is gonna go to audio 2. Wait, what? What is happening? Yes, audio 2. We're gonna make sure that this is up and running. Enable capture, and then we're gonna hit play. So what this plugin does is it's basically gonna use one track as a guide and the other track as the slave, basically. They use this in movies when they have to do voice dialogue and they need it to match with the original camera audio exactly. So they'll use the camera audio as a master, and then they can re-record their vocals and have it sync instantly. So we're gonna use that same process to make these vocals lined up perfectly. Reason why I'm doing it to this is not the other song, or not the other vocals, is because, like, if you listen, it's a rockin' part. They need to be locked in together. And if we had a bunch of other layers, I'd probably leave it, but we don't. So, all right, we're gonna stop right there. If you noticed, I cut out that little blurby at the end and the beginning, because when you import into Revoice, you want them to be the same length and the same amount of syllables, because if not, it'll try to match 5 syllables to 4 syllables and you'll end up with something really weird. So here we are in Revoice. We're going to control click on this little bar down here, and we're gonna do new APT, which is basically a new process. So we're gonna go to factory presets, and we're just gonna go to vocal tight timing only. Guide is audio track 1, that's right. Dub track is audio track 2, that's right. Aligned output is gonna be on 3, it's set to automatic. We're gonna hit new process. It's gonna kind of do its thing for a second. We can click here to start a play range, and then if we hit E, for example, I don't know why they made it E, but it plays the 2 new files.
These wide mountain roads are gonna take me home.
All we're looking for is them to be in sync. So we're gonna hit this little down arrow, set our timing basically as almost all the way tight. 3 milliseconds.
These wide mountain roads are gonna
Sounds about
take.
good. We want to protect the transients as much as possible. I have it at 72. I don't know if that's milliseconds. I assume it's milliseconds. So the syllables can kind of be a little off, which helps it sound natural. Now to get this back into Logic, what we're gonna do is control click right here on the actual audio thing, and we're gonna go select audio. So now it turns it green. Now the next step would be shift option click and drag into Logic. As soon as we're into Logic, we're gonna save, then we're gonna control click and go move to recorded position. And it's just gonna snap it to exactly where it's supposed to be. So you can see as right here, this actually messed up. See how, remember when I said that you have to match syllables? He didn't sing the well. So what we actually have to do is get rid of this.
Wide mountain roads are gonna take me home.
I mean, thankfully that one didn't need any further editing.
All these wide mountain.
It seems like all of his beginnings, he said yeah or something different.
All these wide mountain roads.
Maybe we'll just mute them actually.
All these roads are gonna. Yeah, these wide mountain roads are
That's the
take me
move.
home.
Executive decision. Vocals coming
All
out.
these wide mountain roads are gonna.
Gotta tune that. Cool, we're good. Let's get rid of these. We can, so I don't ever get rid of these files. What I'm gonna do is make a new track. We're gonna mute it here. We're gonna set it to make sure it has no output. We're just gonna drag these files up to here and then make that really small. I'm actually gonna go to track header components and actually just disable the track completely, because there's no reason why we ever need that unless there's a problem. So yeah, we're at a really good point. Everything's sounding really good. I mean, this isn't a final mix. This is just getting to a point where I can be 100% creative and just mix, because I'm setting myself up for a successful mix. If you guys have any suggestions for a video topic or something you want me to cover, please leave it in the comments below. Like and subscribe, you know the drill. I'll see you next time.